She's 9 years old and pregnant, but it's not as it seems. It's expected that having a child will be one of the happiest periods in any person's life. On the other hand, life has not been at all simple for Lyndsey Ashton. The reason for this is that the 22-year-old woman has been continuously ridiculed by individuals who believe that she's Britain's youngest mother at the age of 9. Lyndsey Ballston has spoken out about the terrible bullying and insults she's gotten due to the fact that she's a size 6. Lyndsey Ballston has spoken up about the cruel trolls and remarks she's received because of her weight, and she says that she's learned to ignore them. Actually, Lyndsey's short stature is due to a rare form of cancer that she was diagnosed with when she was only 5 years old. Now, the cashier mother of Flynn, 10 months, who lives in Oakhampton, Devon, with her husband, farmer Jonathan Ashton, age 27, has shared her thoughts with Fabulous. Jonathan and I were enjoying a day together as just the two of us when the peace of the afternoon was disrupted by a nearby stranger who was tutting. At the time, excited thoughts of impending parenthood were running through our minds, and we were both very much looking forward to becoming parents. After that, we were treated to an observation. "Why are you holding hands with a youngster, weirdo?" A man lost his cool. Someone else pointed, and someone else let out a horrified gasp before uttering the words that I've been accustomed to hearing. "Is that youngster pregnant?" It's not the first time I've experienced unpleasant looks and remarks. However, rather than responding to Jonathan's question, I simply patted my growing belly and then planted a passionate kiss on his lips. Simply because Jonathan is married to me, after beginning our relationship when I was 16 and he was 21, we tied the knot in May of this year. And while it was perfectly normal for me to become pregnant when I was 22, I'm fully aware that I have the appearance of a child. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell to be inspired by these real-life stories on a daily basis. Now, let's return to the story. People have accused me my entire life about lying of my age, and I've been subjected to ridicule as a result. It's been said that I look like a 9-year-old playing dress-up, while my partner has been teased for being a strange person. Even when I try to buy alcohol, I have to show identification because people keep asking me if I'm still in elementary school. The criticism persists on several social media platforms. People have sent me messages asking, "Are you a child?" and accusing me of making up my age in order to get attention. When I was just 5 years old, I was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer called rhabdomyosarcoma, which is a type of soft tissue sarcoma that forms in supportive tissues throughout the body. This is the reason why I seem so youthful. After I had trouble opening my eyes correctly, doctors at Bristol Children's Hospital discovered that I had a tumor growing on the pituitary gland that's located behind my left eye. The tumor was also infiltrating my brain. Although the cancer was successfully treated with surgery to remove it, chemotherapy and radiation, I am legally blind as a result of the ordeal. My pituitary gland's ability to create hormones was disrupted as a result of the cancer, and as a result, I stopped growing. I was cautioned that the effect on my hormones would reduce the likelihood of my becoming pregnant by natural means, and they were right. They had a hunch that I would enter menopause in the middle of my 20s. Even as a little child, I had the desire to have a family, so hearing that I'll never have one was painful for me. And as my friends continue to grow, I remain the same height of 4 feet 10 inches. Even now, I shop at H&M and Primark for clothing sized to 9 to 11-year-olds and peruse both the children's and adult areas. As a result of my size, I've been able to save a lot of money. I used to be concerned that I wouldn't find a man who would see past my petite stature and recognize me as a typical adolescent girl, but all of that changed in May of 2016 when I turned 16 years old. When we first crossed paths, Jonathan, who was then 21 years old, was working at my dad Alan's garage, where I was doing some after-school administrative work. After a month of getting to know one another, we started dating. He's an entire foot taller than I am, but he doesn't worry about it at all, nor does he care about the comments that we get. We initially invested in a one-bedroom apartment in 2018, but just 2 years later, we decided to move up to a home with 2 bedrooms. When people go door-to-door selling things, or when delivery men ask, "Is your mother or father home?" I can't help but giggle every time. My response is always the same: I'm the mortgage holder. Jonathan popped the question in June of 2020, and I was overjoyed to discover that I was pregnant by chance in December of that same year. A video that I posted to TikTok showing me pregnant at almost 9 months along went viral and had more than 4 million views in less than 48 hours. What is rhabdomyosarcoma? Rhabdomyosarcoma, often known as RMS, is a form of soft tissue sarcoma that manifests itself in the body's working muscles. They're incredibly uncommon. In the UK alone, approximately 3,000 new cases are identified every year. There are the muscles that we have control over, for example, to move arms or legs. The head, neck, bladder, vagina, arms, legs, and trunk of the body are the areas of the body where rhabdomyosarcoma is diagnosed the most frequently. Rhabdomyosarcoma can also develop under very unusual circumstances in other parts of the body, such as the prostate gland, the middle ear, and the system of bile ducts. The following are the 3 subtypes of rhabdomyosarcoma that can afflict people of varying ages. Embryonal rhabdomyosarcoma, which is most prevalent in young children and typically manifests in the head and neck region, particularly in the tissues around the eye, is a malignant tumor. The type of rhabdomyosarcoma known as alveolar rhabdomyosarcoma, which most frequently affects older children and teenagers and can manifest itself in the arms, legs, chest, or belly. The type of rhabdomyosarcoma known as pleomorphic often strikes persons in their 40s. What are the symptoms? A mass that can be seen or felt, obstruction or discharge from the nose, changes in swallowing, changes in hearing, swollen eye, pain in the stomach, difficulty passing stools, blood in your urine, vaginal discharge, and a need to urinate more frequently are all symptoms that may indicate cancer. In addition to that, it receives some particularly harsh remarks. Someone once told me, "You look to be about 10." Someone else made a comment along the lines of, "Please tell me she's older than 15. You look 12. OMG," a man reportedly wrote. But it doesn't really bother me. I've become accustomed to people being cruel to me online, and I always make an effort to educate others and make sure they understand the importance of pausing to consider their words before typing them. I have compassion for those who are assaulting me because I believe that if their child had been through what I went through, they would have a different perspective. In addition to that, I have the opportunity to bring attention to my disease and the side effects it's caused. Flynn, who weighed 6 pounds and 6 ounces when he was born, was the child of Lyndsey and Jonathan and was delivered in July of last year at Exeter Hospital. Because of her small stature, a planned cesarean surgery was necessary to deliver him. I was afraid that I wouldn't find a partner who could look past the fact that I'm not very tall. Even now, when I'm out with Flynn, people still say hurtful things to me. People will occasionally inquire as to whether I'm not the babysitter. I was out with my mother, Sarah Balsden, 53, shopping for baby things when I overheard some of the employees making fun of me because I was a teen mother. They were forced to apologize after my mother publicly reprimanded them. On May 11th, I tied the knot wearing a bridal dress that had been custom-made and tailored to my body. If I published such information online, I'm afraid that people would refer to me as a child bride. Who gives a damn? Despite this, I'm confident in my ability to stare trolls in the face and ignore what they have to say, since I've been through what I have. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with someone else who might enjoy it as well. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.